guys, Solar here. So I don't usually do full gameplays since they're all over YouTube, but I figured a couple of you guys requested it, and I figured I'd give it a shot and try and keep it unique. Maybe maybe it'll work out, and if you guys like it, feel free to tell me and I'll make a few more. So I figured I'll probably start with a shorter game. So yeah, this game lasted about 9 minutes, 8.5 minutes to be exact. It was probably the shortest game I've ever seen that didn't have the other team like entirely AFK. This is probably one of the shortest games I've had in Dominion, and I actually don't remember it because I played it yesterday and immediately went to sleep after that, and I have no idea what happened here. But I was playing Mundo, and Mundo is fun. So I figured it'll probably be a fun game, and I'll try to keep any mistakes I made, like try to point them out and maybe tell you guys how I should have done it, because I might not be the best player, but I am I am pretty understanding as far as my mistakes go, and I usually learn a lot from them. So I'll try and tell you guys what I've learned, and maybe you guys will learn something while I'm learning. So maybe you guys can learn with me. So let's start the game off. And yeah, I'm gonna control the camera because it's not as fun when the camera decides, oh hey, it's a team fight, let's record this here, so yeah. So the first mistake, I went in the game and I did not know what to buy. I had no idea what to buy for Mundo in this Dominion map, so I figured I should probably just start with boots and health. So it can't be like the worst idea, but I probably should have bought something else. So for instance, what I could have bought was full boots. I could have probably just looked at their team and figured out the chances are they're probably gonna deal more magic damage than physical damage, and I should probably, and the crowd control too, I should have probably bought Merc Threads. They're not bad, the worst idea, they're not the best, but they're always pretty useful. Oh, the spider can actually walk across the invisible barrier. That's not bad.
Let me give you a hug.
So yeah, we're messing around at the start. And yeah, as you can see, I have Toxic Mundo. I like to scream at the other team, Hulk smash and stuff like that. It's pretty fun, especially when you when you say, for instance, Mundo smash and you're just regular Mundo. Doesn't have quite the same impact as when you have Toxic Mundo, because you're green. So yeah, I probably should have went there with them, and someone else should have probably gotten the mid third, but I was pretty slow. Because I could spam my Q, but like I said, I was pretty slow. Yep. And we're probably gonna kill him. I really don't remember. This game was like 30 hours ago or something. I can't even remember what I ate, and I ate like half an hour ago, so.
Purple team has captured the win.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, that was a bad cue. Yeah, I'm probably gonna chase her and die, because I do that. That's probably gonna be one of the mistakes I'm gonna point out. Yeah, I got her, and yeah, that was a good thing actually. When you see someone's gonna die, someone else is gonna kill them, you don't really have to secure the kill, so to speak. You can just walk past them and try to get someone else who might get away, like I did, but there was really no chance of actually catching her. Oh, that's probably gonna be another kill for us, because you can't really out-kite Mundo. Or he's gonna be smart and ignore me. That was actually pretty good. You should never chase Mundo when he's like doesn't have like 50 health or something. That wasn't the best idea, but oh, yeah, I was gonna say it could have been worse, and then it became worse.
Blue team has captured the refinery.
On a bit of bugs there going on with traps. That's why I don't record normal, like in real time. I don't record with traps because yeah, I don't really lag, but every minute or so when the fraps video like stops and starts recording again to make the individual videos. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Watch this. I love kiting with Mundo because, like I said, you can't really catch Mundo, and you can't really ignore him when he's low. So if you're doing everything right, you're gonna survive and get some kills for your team. So yeah, every time the Preps video stops recording and begins again, just to make the individual chunks smaller, individual video chunks.
Executed.
Oh, that was... Someone could have probably gotten that kill there. But as long as she died, those aren't that important anymore. Yeah, so every time the video renews itself during real-time gameplay, it freezes my game for a moment, and it can really fuck up a team fight if I'm in the middle of a team fight and the game just freezes for a second. Even if it's just a second, even if it's half a second, it can really mess me up, you know. Like, if I clicked somewhere before that froze and didn't really mean to go there, because, you know, we like to click a lot when we play, you know, because, well, if you click more often, then as soon as you change the position of your cursor, I'm intending to dodge her skill shot here, and I did. I'm gonna kill her and then probably run away. Yeah, so the more you click, the more chance you have that when you change the position of your cursor, you're gonna immediately actually change where your champion is moving. So that's why we click a lot. So yeah, when you actually click somewhere and the game freezes, you have a chance of like moving into the enemy team or something like that. So yeah, that was a pretty good kiting technique, which I like to do with Mundo. I'm usually pretty good at dodging. I'm not meaning to brag, but I'm just sort of explaining what's going on. That's why I love, even if I'm outnumbered and have low health, I just love getting chased and getting shot at and stuff like that, because I know I can take it, or at least dodge it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna actually kill Needly here. Might die too, but yeah, like I said, I like to play champions I'm familiar with, because I know exactly what I can do, and it gives me so much more control over what's going on. So yeah, I haven't really made that many mistakes so far. I figured this game might be more interesting since it's so short, but then again, it probably isn't going to be because it's so short. So yeah, I think they don't have an AFK guy. They're probably not. Yeah, they're raging. That's another thing. You really shouldn't rage in games, because the time you're raging, you could use to actually focus to figure out what you should be doing. You should even lower your typing to a minimum. No matter if you're getting provoked, if you're getting outnumbered, if the game is bugging out, and that's why you're not really achieving what you thought it would be. Like, if you're confused, if you're afraid that you're gonna die, if you're outnumbered, if you're raging, it doesn't really matter. If you just take a couple of seconds to focus, like in the middle of a team fight, instead of thinking, wow, that bug ruined my flash, I'm gonna die now, let's just, you know, focus on the fact that it bugged, and instead of like running away or killing someone, let's just type out in all chat, oh god, bugged flash, that's why I'm gonna die, or that's why I died, because by the time you finish typing you're already dead. Instead of doing that, you can just think for a second or so that you would be typing, and you can just think, what could I do to improve the situation? I don't really have to like make it a perfect situation. I'm probably not gonna be able to. Oh, that's nice by Mundo. That's pretty good, but he should probably not be chasing. Yeah, still well done. He bought time, and buying time is always good. Although we are winning, but, you know. In any case, yeah, if you can buy a few seconds of not raging for yourself, and instead of that think what you could do, what you should do, what you're not doing, you're probably gonna find yourself winning a lot more fights, and therefore a lot more games. Because, you know, instead of typing, you could be using the time to reposition. Instead of raging, you could be using the time to think what you should be doing instead of what you're doing wrong, or what's bugging you out and ruining your game. You know, you win a lot more games than you'd think this way. You can probably win like basically, let's say 75%, not like 90% or something, but you know, instead of 50% of your games, you could probably be winning 75% of your games, because, you know, usually all it takes is just to think for a moment, because a lot of people don't do that, you know. You might have one or two people on the other team think like that, but the odds are on your side here. As long as you think what you should be doing, what you could be doing, instead of like getting angry, or like for instance, if it's a clusterfuck of colors, if both teams are using all of their spells at the same time and you're not sure what you should be thinking, what you should be doing, you can just move away from the team fight for a second and think who you should be focusing on and what spell you should be casting, and just that moment could win you the entire game, win you the team fight, and therefore the entire game, because you know team fights can do that. Yeah, so I hope I given you some useful advice, and you know I've probably ended a couple of sentences and forgot what I was saying. But, you know, I hope I've learned something, and you guys learned something too. I didn't really make many mistakes to say what I did wrong and learn something myself from this, but you know, hopefully you guys will have learned something about, you know, not raging and not you know, not wasting time, because you know it's still just a game, but you know there's no really no reason to give it all you've got to try and win. And yeah, as long as you focus and think for a moment in every situation, you know, you might waste 1 second but then win the fight. So you know, I hope I've given you guys something to think about, and hopefully this has been fun as well as entertaining. I'm pretty sure it wasn't fun though, so yeah. See you guys next time.